Hi everybody, it's Thrifty Thursday and Thrifted Treasures Day, and this is Carol from Crinkled Path Journals. I'm here with part 2 of my vacation thrift store haul, and today we're going to be looking at the sewing notions and fabric and linens that I got, as well as something as as Angela the traveling crafter said when I told her what I found. She said, "Never have I ever." So wait and see what that is. As you can see, I got a lot of little sewing notions. Everything in their crafty section was on sale, 50% off. And so it was a great day to shop in this little hospice thrift store in Chester, California. Highly recommend them if you're ever out in the middle of the wilderness in California. They're an amazing group of ladies, and they keep that store spick and span. Very much a pleasure to shop there. Before I start digging through this, though, I want to show you a piece of folk art. My daughter spotted it, and she's like, "Oh, Mom, you have to have this. You need to hang it in your craft room." And so I am definitely going to do as she suggested, and I did buy it. So here it comes. It's a little shelf system, and I don't know if it's all going to fit in the camera at once. You may have seen it in my I Spy, Would You Buy shorts. And if you haven't seen those, I will try to put them out on Mondays, and I hope you have fun playing along. I wish you could see it. Maybe if I turn my light on. It's got this amazing farm fabric in the back. It's polka dots, and it's got all this little folk painting, and it's held together with some finishing nails, and it was obviously a place to hang on the walls to put your mail and your keys and different miscellaneous items. But of course I'm going to use it to hold some crafty cuteness. And the fun part about this was that it was signed on the back by Corrine Tazzetti, circa 1983. Oh, and it has some little fuzz stuck in here still, but I have to dust it off a bit more. And it was $3, and then decor was 30% off that day. I just think it's an absolute treasure, and I think it's cute that my daughter spotted it and knew immediately that I would love it. So I'm going to set this down here, and I'm going to put some of this stuff in it as I'm clearing the space. Okay, so I got lots of button cards because they were very reasonable. The price on here is not what I paid. The price tags are from some old, wherever they came from before was clearing them. We got hearts. I love this. Little eyes and nose buttons. These pink ones. Most of the button cards were complete. There's a couple that are missing some, and this is the only sewing notion card I got. Got one spool of thread that was thrown in there. I got a bunch of used bias tape, seam lace, and rickrack. And then I got a couple of new rickracks and a bias tape. I got this whole bag of these price tags, and they are kind of aged looking, which I actually like. I got this velvet Santa on the side. I like it as much for the spool and the Mervin's price tag as much as the actual velvet. Some more of my buttons. I love tucking these into pockets and putting them on paper clips on a page in my memory journals. People love the little button cards, and you can actually back it with some paper so that it can be a little journaling space. I have never seen button cards this big. Okay, here's a standard sewing pattern. Look how big these button cards are. And this one is super groovy with the orange and black and yellow. There's nothing on the back of these. Giant buttons. They're like buttons for a coat. Look at the old tape on there. Oh, and these yellow ones are neon 60s. I have never seen a button card that big, and it makes me very excited to make some faux button cards that are big. And then these were a few that were just loose, 4 extra buttons. And then these are the sewing patterns I picked. Butterick never has the date. Simplicity, 1968. This looks like an 80s pattern. Let me see. 1978, almost 80. And then look at the little Daisy May dolls. Looks like a bit Raggedy Ann and Andy-ish. I don't see a date on this one. But aren't they cute? That looks maybe 70s or 80s to me. And then this was one of the things I was looking for in the wild. I've been looking for about a year for a chenille blanket. Of course, I just put all that dusty stuff on top of it, but it still needs to get washed and folded. And I was so excited to find a chenille blanket. And it has these fuzzy flowers, and the pom-pom trim goes all the way around. I think the chenille blanket is a twin, and it is Fashion Manor brand, which I think was a JCPenney's brand from what I could research. Then I got this 1960s polyester fabric. Isn't that cool? There's quite a bit of it. And then this looks more modern, but it says Elvis lives on it. And it has Elvis all over it. I know he was such an iconic person and was so popular for so many people that I know somebody's going to need it for memory keeping, because he was a part of a lot of people's teenage years. So I went ahead and got that. And I love this 60s fabric. I kind of have a reputation for going crazy with doilies, but you'll be happy to know I didn't go crazy. I bought one little pack of doilies and one little pack of napkins. And these napkins all have this little dainty loop and this crocheted corner, just the one corner. And then the doilies are a little bit of a variety of sizes, but just some cute little eyelet doilies. With a little variation in the patterns. And I thought they were sweet, and they're a really nice size for in journals. Then I bought a couple quilted pillow shams. I'm sure these are machine quilted, and they're identical, I believe. Yeah, so I'll just show you this one. And they're for a giant pillow. But I loved the fabric colors, the purples and the pinks and the blues. And I thought that they would be easy to cut apart and use for journal covers. So I got those. Oops, my little distressing brush is jumping into my screen. Then, after many years of searching and not finding, I hit the mother load on sheets at this store. So don't go running back there for more because I cleaned them out. I got this. Let me get the tape off. This is a giant pillowcase, sorry. And this doesn't look super vintage. It just looks maybe 80s. But that's vintage enough for me. I have to get the reference again from Meg, and if she'll send it to me or put it in the comments below. She has a website where you can look up the different brands and patterns to know like who manufactured them and when. And she had given it once before, and I've looked back through videos trying to find it, and I just need to ask her for it again. And Meg, if you're watching and can somehow give us a link in the comments, I would just absolutely adore that, and I'll pin it to the top of the comments. These are very 90s. This reminds me of my bridesmaids dresses. Giant florals, which, remember how I did my colors? And one of the other things they told me is never to wear large prints, and I didn't. I wore white, but all my bridesmaids had big print 90s floral dresses in 1991. And then this one is big too, but I loved the colors. I don't think these are very vintage either, but I just loved the big cabbage roses, and it looks like a vintage print because of the colors, but I need to do a little more research on this one. Here's my vintage sheets. So I've got these wildflowers, and there's two different patterns. There's this little pattern where they're little tiny clusters of flowers. Let's see what brand this one is. No iron percale. Okay, no brand. And then there's these larger wildflowers, and the sheets have both patterns too. Isn't that cute? Pink and yellow and blue and green. I just loved them. I think they're so cute. Really nice. And then these are more muted. They have the pink lilies and yellows and purples, and then this very minty green. See if this pillowcase will come out. So I don't know, they might all be 80s and not older, but they definitely give that older vibe for sure. So I was really happy with those, and they were very reasonably priced. Okay, then a few of the books that I missed last time, and a couple small items. So I got this little pack of playing cards, and they're really tiny, and they are very well loved. And the image on the back is this sweet little girl with her kitty cat at her feet. She's knitting, and looks like she's almost fallen asleep knitting, and then the kitty's playing with the yarn. I just thought they were very cute and very aged. And then I got this box. They're cloth gummed reinforcements. Denny and Rayburn Company, West Chester, PA, and I got them in Chester, California. I love the box, and I have a bunch of Denizen boxes with the cloth labels, and there's just something about putting the cloth ones on my tags So when I'm really doing special older journals, 1930s, 1940s, I like to use the cloth ones. I got this Matchbox Toys. My husband's going to want to look at this one. It says it was originally sold for $20. I think I paid $1 for it. And look, it has the history of the Matchbox cars. My husband's got a box of Matchbox cars from his childhood, and our girls played with them. But I think this is going to have to go on his shelf. 1999, and look at the handwriting. It's perfect. Probably somebody's collection or wish list. I love the pictures in this. Aren't those fun? Oh, and how to tell what kind of wheels for the collector. And then I had shown some house plans last time. These are specifically Craftsman Bungalow home plans. I love the Craftsman style. So these aren't as colorful as the other books I showed last week, but I still think they're really fun. And I've always wanted to kind of give our house, we have a nice big patio on the front, but I always told my husband, oh, I want to just put some big pillars on so that it looks like a Craftsman home. And then this book is the Fashion Facts book, 1928 to 1931. And look at the drawings, ladies. Incredible. So 1928 to 1931. Let's look at some of them in the back. They're all black and white, but I still think they're fabulous. Oh, just when I said that, some pictures of the jewelry. Men's ties. Oh, I'm surprised. I flipped through it once before and I did not see those. Children's shoes. Hairstyles and hats. This is really a plethora of knowledge about that era of fashion. Yeah, so fun. Cute. Well, I was pretty excited about that. Okay, are you ready for my Never Have I Ever? Here's a little hint. Clear vinyl labels. It is a Braille punch label. I have a lot of Braille paper. I shared some in July with some swaps. And when I saw this, I thought, oh, wouldn't this be fun to punch somebody's name if they got some Braille paper from me, or to be able to just make a very textural label to add to a journal. It's so unusual and I really think it's fun. So if you have some idea of maybe some other way you would use this in junk journaling, make a comment below. And thanks so much for watching today. Thank you to all of you who have subscribed and who come back time and time again to watch. And even if you're just dropping by for a short little while, I appreciate your comments. And I really can't thank you enough, because every little thing you do, whether it's a like or a subscription, it's a free way for you to support my channel, and it only takes a second of your time, and it means so much to me. So thank you very much, and a special thank you to Sheree from Turquoise Dreaming for her hashtag collaboration Thrifty Thursdays, and Dale from Not Too Shabby Chic for collaborating the hashtag Thrifted Treasures. Appreciate you ladies. If you have not subscribed to their channels, I highly recommend you check them out as well. All right. Thank you for coming along today, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.